Welcome to our Med Talk, featuring special guests Natalie, Miriam, and Jordan. Today's topic will be the cranial nerves. What are the cranial nerves? Cranial nerves are the nerves that emerge directly from the brain and brainstem, which relay information between the brain and parts of the body, primarily to and from regions of the head and neck. There are 12 of these nerves. The olfactory nerve is the first cranial nerve and conveys special sensory information related to smell. It is the shortest of the cranial nerves and passes from its receptors in the nasal mucosa to the forebrain. The olfactory nerve is a sensory nerve. The second nerve is the optic nerve, which connects the eye to the brain. This sensory nerve carries the impulses formed by the retina, the nerve layer that lines the back of the eye and senses light and creates impulses. These impulses are dispatched through the optic nerve to the brain, which interprets them as images. The oculomotor nerve is the third cranial nerve. It enters the orbit via the superior orbital fissure and innervates extrinsic eye muscles that enable most movements of the eye and that raise the eyelid. The oculomotor is a motor nerve, hence the name. The trochlear nerve, also called the fourth cranial nerve, is a motor nerve that innervates only a single muscle, the superior oblique muscle of the eye, which operates through the pulley-like trochlea. The trigeminal nerve, the fifth cranial nerve, is a nerve responsible for sensation in the face and motor functions such as biting and chewing. It is the largest of the cranial nerves. Our sixth nerve is the abducens nerve. The abducens nerve is a nerve that controls the movement of the lateral rectus muscle in humans, responsible for outward gaze. It is a somatic efferent nerve. The facial nerve is the seventh cranial nerve. It emerges from the pons of the brainstem, controls the muscles of facial expression, and functions in the conveyance of taste sensations from the anterior two-thirds of the tongue. This is a motor nerve. The vestibulocochlear nerve, or the auditory vestibular nerve, is the eighth cranial nerve. It transmits sound and sound equilibrium information from the inner ear to the brain. This is a sensory nerve. The glossopharyngeal nerve, known as the ninth cranial nerve, is a mixed nerve that carries afferent sensory and efferent motor information. The glossopharyngeal nerve has many functions and supplies parasympathetic fibers to the parotid gland and helps with swallowing. Vagus nerve, the 10th cranial nerve, is the longest and most complex of the cranial nerves. It is both sensory and motor and allows the brain to monitor and receive information about several of the body's different functions such as control of the heart, lungs, and digestive tract. The 11th cranial nerve is the accessory nerve, and this motor nerve controls the two muscles responsible for shrugging the shoulders and turning the head. It has a purely somatic motor function, innervating the sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscles. Nivoglossal nerve is the 12th cranial nerve and innervates all the extrinsic and intrinsic muscles of the tongue except for the platyglossus. It is a nerve with a solely motor function, which is tongue control. This is the 12 cranial nerves. I hope you've enjoyed exploring each nerve and what they do. Always remember your acronym, OOO, to touch and feel a girl's vagina and hymen. Thanks for coming to our Med Talk. Signing out, Natalie, Miriam, and Jordan.